Hello and welcome to the trade setup. In this video we are looking at ImmunityBio. This was another stock analysis request from one of the followers, and I'm mentioning this because I want to remind you all that anyone can make these requests and I will most likely cover them, especially if there is an actionable trade setup to follow. Now, in the case of this chart, I am tracking from the all-time low around December 2018 a wave 1 up, and then we could have formed here a wave 2 down, and we could be theoretically at least in the third wave to the upside. Now the problem is we actually retraced quite deep within this wave 2 and pushed far beyond all relevant support that would indicate we have high probabilities to still reverse into the trend to the upside. And not only that, we quite possibly even formed a 5-wave move to the downside. Now, this is not definitive. It could also be considered an ABC pattern that developed, but I would overall be pretty mindful of the circumstances, let's say. Now, as long as we don't actually break below the all-time low in this case, but the beginning of the wave 1, the 1-2 setup, so the 1-2 setup remains valid, and we can still continue to track direct continuation to the upside. But I will be very mindful and I will caution you that there is a lot of risk implied on this chart at least. And we have also a resistance area that is between the $4.9 level up to the $21 level at the 78.6% retracement, and that breaking that would be a first indication that yeah, we may recover and start the movement, or may have started the stronger movement, resumed the uptrend to the upside. And also another indication would be that we form a first 5-wave move, but for that to happen we would most likely need to break this level regardless. And so far I would say that we have formed, in case we formed the bottom here, we could have formed a wave 1 up and the wave 2 down, and then we could be in the third wave. But again, as in many other cases, we are tracking a diagonal here. We don't have a 5-wave move in either of these movements to the upside, so I can only really call this an A wave up, and then this could have been a B wave down, and now we could be in a C wave to the upside that would allow us to form a larger 1 up, wave 2 down, a third wave up within an ABC, or with an ABC pattern. And for this to work out, I would expect this wave B to hold the area between, let's make it a different color actually, because it's not really visible in this case, but it would be between the $4.7 level down to the $2 level at the 78.6% retracement. Now, we did have a brief break below it, but that is totally fine. Immediate recovery. I still consider this support zone completely valid. The only real problem is that we didn't really form a 5-wave move to the upside, and again we have an ABC pattern here as well, so the probabilities also don't really suggest that yeah, this is going to work out in forming a follow-up third wave. But we could still have this be part of, let's say, a larger wave 1 that develops within this wave C to the upside, and then we get a wave 2, maybe a third wave up, a fourth wave down, and then the fifth wave. So yeah, that is also a decent possibility that we could follow, but overall this is not the most reliable setup, I have to say. Not one I would necessarily follow based on, at least on the technical details of the price structure data. They rather suggest continuation to the downside overall, but considering that, okay, let's say this works out, I would be looking for a target for a wave C at the 100% extension of the wave A, and that would be the $15.3 level. Let's see how that also works out with the ideal target for a third wave, and that is at the $13.8 level, so it is just above the ideal target for a third wave in this case. But I have to say, this chart has a lot of work to do to actually become a little more reliable and prove itself really worthy of a good trade, to be considered a good trade setup. But for now, these are the levels. This is the trade setup. I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, don't forget to subscribe and let me know what else you want me to cover. And I'll do my best to do that in the days and weeks ahead. And yeah, until then, I hope you have a nice day and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.